Jingle Dancer by Cynthia Leitich Smith, illustrated by Cornelius van Wright and Ying-Hua. To my great Aunt Anne, Mrs. Anne Arnold, and to jingle dancers. Tink, 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 sang cone-shaped jingles sewn to Grandma Wolf's dress. Every grandma bounced up, brought clattering tinks as light blurred silver against jingles of tin. Jenna daydreamed at the kitchen table, tasting honey on fry bread, her heart beating to the brum, 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 brum of the powwow drum. As moon kissed sun good night, Jenna shifted her head on Grandma Wolf's shoulder. I want to jingle dance too. Next powwow you could dance girls, Grandma Wolf answered, but we don't have enough time to mail order tins for rolling jingles. Again and again, Jenna watched a videotape of Grandma Wolf jingle dancing. When Grandpa Bounce stepped on TV, Jenna bounce stepped on the family room carpet. But Jenna's dress would not be able to sing. It needed 4 rows of jingles. As sun fetched morning, Jenna danced east to Great Aunt Sis's porch. Jenna's bounce steps crunched autumn leaves, but her steps didn't jingle. Once again, Great Aunt Sis told Jenna about a Muskogee Creek story about Bat. Although other animals had said he was too small to make a difference, Bat won a ball game by flying high and catching a ball in his teeth. Rising sunlight reached through a window pane and flashed against, what was it, hanging in Aunt Sis's bedroom? Jingles on a dress too long quiet. May I borrow enough jingles to make a row? Jenna asked, not wanting to take so many that Aunt Sis's dress would lose its voice. You may, Aunt Sis answered, rubbing her calves. My legs don't work so good anymore. Will you dance for me? I will, said Jenna, with a kiss on Aunt Sis's cheek. Now Jenna's dress needed 3 more rows. As sun arrived at mid-circle, Jenna skipped south to Mrs. Scott's brand new duplex. At Jenna's side, jingles clinked. Mrs. Scott led Jenna into the kitchen. Once again, Jenna rolled dough, and Mrs. Scott fried it. May I borrow enough jingles to make a row? Jenna asked, not wanting to take so many that Mrs. Scott's dress would lose its voice. You may, Mrs. Scott answered, tossing flour with her apron. At powwow, I'll be busy selling fry bread and Indian tacos. Will you dance for me? I will, said Jenna with a high five. Now Jenna's dress needed 2 more rows. As sun caught a glimpse of moon, Jenna strolled west to Cousin Elizabeth's apartment. At Jenna's side, jingles clanked. Elizabeth had arrived home late from the law firm. Once again, Jenna helped Elizabeth carry in her files. May I borrow enough jingles to make a row? Jenna asked, not wanting to take so many that Elizabeth's dress would lose its voice. You may, Elizabeth answered, burrowing through her messy closet for her jingles. This weekend I'm working on a big case and I can't go to powwow. Will you dance for me? I will, said Jenna, clasping her cousin's hands. Now Jenna's dress needed 1 more row of jingles, but she didn't know which way to turn. As moon glowed pale, Jenna shuffled north to Grandma Wolf's. At Jenna's side, jingles sat silent. High above, clouds were wavering like worried ghosts. When Jenna tugged open the door, jingles tink, 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 tink. Grandma Wolf was jingle dancing on TV. Jenna breathed in a very hey-ya-ho of a powwow song. Her heart beat brum, 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 brum to the pounding of the drum. On family room carpet, beaded moccasins waited for Jenna's feet. She shucked off a sneaker and slipped on a moccasin that long before had danced with Grandma Wolf. Jenna knew where to find her 4th row. May I borrow enough jingles to make a row? Jenna asked, not wanting to take so many that Grandma Wolf's dress would lose its voice. You may, Grandma said with a hug. Now Jenna's dress could sing. Every night that week, Jenna helped Grandma Wolf sew on jingles and bring together the dance regalia. Every night, Jenna practiced her bounce steps. Brum, 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 sounded the drum at the powwow the next weekend. As light blurred silver, Jenna Jingle danced for Great Aunt Sis, whose legs ached. For Miss Scott, who sold fry bread. For Elizabeth, who worked on her big case. And for Grandma Wolf, who warmed like the sun. Tink, 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 tink. In this story, Jenna is a member of the Muskogee Creek Nation and is also of Ojibwe, Chippewa, or Anishinaabe descent. She lives in a contemporary intertribal community and family in Oklahoma. Creek Nation is located in 10 countries in east central Oklahoma, and it has more than 44,000 enrolled members. The story of Bat, that Great Aunt Sis retells to Jenna, is a Muskogee traditional story. Ball games have been played by Native peoples for many, many generations, and stories about such games between the animals and the birds have been told by peoples of various regions of the Americas. The home of the Ojibwe people is the Great Lakes region of the United States and Canada, and Manitoba too. Ojibwe women and the other Native women of Canada are often credited as the first jingle dancers, although today's graceful, dignified jingle dancers include girls and women of most Native nations. A number of traditional stories explain the origin and purpose of the jingle dress dance, and most touch on the themes of healing and prayer. Jingle dresses are usually made from fabric and solid in color. Hundreds of jingles are sewn on directly onto the dress, or more often onto ribbons, fabric, or tape attached to the dress. These jingles are traditionally made from silver tin or aluminum lids of snuff cans, which are rolled into cones. However, sometimes other metals are used, including gold canning lids. The jingles make a tink-tink noise that is often compared to rain falling on a tin roof. In the past few years, more and more dresses have incorporated fringe and ribbon work, lace and sequins, and other details. The regalia may also include a scarf, cuffs, a bag or pouch carried in the left hand, an eagle wing or tail fan carried in the right hand, a conch or beaded belt, and boots or moccasins with leggings. Most dancers wear their hair in one braid with a feather held by a barrette or another ornament. Some dancers wear 2 braids to the front with barrettes. A new dancer is a cause for joy and for her family to have a small giveaway into her honor. Fine gifts are not given to the person being honored, but to the others instead. The giveaway shows humility before the Creator, generosity, and pride in the honoree. The number 4 is emphasized in Jenna's story. Many Native people believe that it is an important, even sacred number, symbolizing, for example, the 4 directions, 4 seasons, 4 stages of life, and 4 colors of man. So the glossary is a term that we use for words that we learned in this book. The words we learned were fry bread, and that's something that we might call bannock, but it's deep fried. Indian taco is maybe something that you've heard before. It's a taco with fry bread for a base. So instead of a taco shell or taco chips, you use bannock or fried bread. Toppings may include chicken, turkey, duck, hamburger, elk, or venison, along with grated cheddar, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, chilies, salsa, and sour cream. Powwow, maybe you can tell me what a powwow is. And regalia is the high-valued clothing and accessories of a dancer. It's not to be confused with a costume. Regalia is sometimes handed down from one generation to the next. Years are often spent bringing together the various pieces, all of which are handmade, and they carry spiritual significance. And that is the end of our book. And this is my sleeping puppy, Goose.